Your flower pot, you're thinking it's going to be square?
No, rectangular.
Rectangular. Okay, so rectangular.
Yep.
Just like a box like that?
Just like a box. Just like
And then
it.
you want the 2x4s?
Yep, they're thick. Very well done.
You want them to go like that?
Sure.
Bordered in 2x4, 2x4, 2x4.
Perfect.
2x4.
Yeah.
2x4, 2x4. Like that?
Yes, just like it.
Okay, and then what are
10.
20 by 10? Because that's doable.
20 by 10?
Yeah. All right.
Or 20.
Then how tall do you want it to be?
I want it like maybe 12.
12?
Yeah.
Ooh. Ready for business. Okay, so for Meg's planter project, got a bunch of scrap 2x4s here that we've pilfered from pallet boards. Some have nails, some do not have nails. And I am not going to bother planing these right now. And let me explain that to you. The reason why I'm not going to plane them is because I am going to create the planter, and then I'm going to come back and I am going to use a flapper disc sander, and I am going to beat them up, sand them down with this thing right here to make it look weathered and beat up and old. Oh man, my camera holders are being used. Well, I'll see if I can use one. Maybe I can make this work. Okay, so this appears to be a pretty simple project, but it's going to use up quite a bit of wood, and let me show you why. 10-inch by 20-inch by 12-inch. Now, 20-inch, you're going to need 8 of those. So that's going to be 160 inches of wood right there. And then you're also going to need 8 of the 12s and 8 of the 10s. So we will be ripping the 2x4s in half to make our frames, but then we have to have the area that we're going to fill on the inside of the frame. So I think I have a fair amount of wood, and I can always pull up some more scraps, but we'll get started on this, and I think that we should be able to get this done today. Let's do it. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll measure this at about 1.5 inches for the frame. So 1.5 inches between the fence and the blade. That's close enough. Got my gloves on. Got these things on. Got the table saw on almost. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, sweets. Come on. I'll go ahead and I'll cut down my pieces to 10-inch, 12-inch, and 20-inch. And then I'll continue the ripping after that. Initially I was cutting at 90 degree, but I changed this to 45 degrees so that I could go ahead and miter my corners. Now I'll go back to ripping these down to 1.5 inches. We'll go ahead and we'll glue and tack these together with the Bradley. And then I'll go back and I'll screw them in to make them a little more permanent, but this will hold everything in place for now, I guess. and we'll see how that goes. I don't have any 1-inch brads, so I'm going to be using the 1.5 inch, which is a little bit, they just don't go in as well, especially when you're dealing with the hardwood. Not all this is hardwood, but some of it is hardwood, and it's going to create a problem. Okay, let's see what we got here. A little bit of glue on there. See if I can get that straight without poking one into my hand. That's always important because you never know where these are going to pop out. Okay. That was not a very good pop, so I might have to redo that one. Didn't even come out the other side. Okay, so we've got our edge pieces. So all we got to do is take our 20-inch pieces and put them on there somehow. Go this way. Like that. You see that? And then put that one right there, put that one right there. And then we'll measure in our cross pieces. Not too bad, not too bad. We'll definitely have to screw these ones in right here. So I'll get myself a drill bit and some screws, and we'll have at her. Whenever I do demo, I try to salvage as many supplies as I can. That includes screws. I've got most of these right here are taken from old jobs. So I pilfered a bunch of 2.5, 3-inch, and 80 and 4-inch screws here. And hopefully I'll be able to find enough for this whole job, because I really hate to use new screws if I have old ones available. Let's go ahead and tap a hole right here. I'll go ahead and screw that in. A screw head sticking out. Nothing worse than a screw head sticking out. Piece break on me, so I'm gonna go cut myself another 20-incher. All right, so now I'll start cutting 45 lengths to drop in here, and we will check in periodically. Did I say 45 inch? I meant 45 degree. So 45 degrees. Go ahead and just drop that right in there like that, huh? And see if I can screw this in and not worry about the you know, that one thing, tapping a hole. I'll go ahead, I'll put this in right about there. Okay. A little bit longer of a screw than I would normally use, but again, we are using what we've got. Cheap is not only my middle name, cheap is my first and last name. Cheap, cheap, cheap. I hate having to measure anything, so I'll go ahead and just make some pencil marks. Who the heck measured this thing? Put this one right here. Put this one right here. We'll see how that turns out. Dun, 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 dun. Well, would you look at that? All right. Screw that in. There. All right. Now she's starting to look like something, by the golly. I don't know what, but it's looking like something. Okay. Got a mark? Let's go cut it. Okay, so this right here is one side that that looks all right. It'll look a lot better when we're done. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that side, and then that side, and then that side, and then maybe I'll do the bottom a little bit, you know, more simplistic. But I'll leave this open right here. We'll plant some stuff right there. But I'll go ahead and get the other one done, or get the other sides done, and we're not going to sit through all that. So until then, chow mein. Okay, so I ran out of 2x4s, so I'm going to go ahead and snatch myself a couple off of this cart here at Lowe's, and 50% off. I think that's not a bad deal to get this project done. You know, it's not all going to be pallet boards, but I just have to replenish my pallets next week. Okay, so anyhow, we got the planter boxes made, and I know they don't look like a whole lot. I don't even have the bottoms in them because I don't want to do with bottoms. I think the bottom should be like a screen or something so that your water won't set up in there. It'll just drain all. So as I was saying, we'll go ahead and we'll take these boxes here and we will flapper disc sand them and make a big old mess. Okay, let's see what kind of damage we can do here. I'm doing here. Okay, so prior to sanding, you got the discoloration of the wood, and then you have all the irregularities of the twisted wood, the 2x4s that don't really match up right here on the edges, and the 45s, I like to give a rounded look, a little bit more rounded, a little cleaner look, and I like to round just all the edges, and I'm trying to get rid of anything that might be splintery. So this side I'm working on. You see how I rounded this right here a little bit, and I'm trying to follow the contours of the characteristics of the wood. This is where a knot was, so this piece right here, I'm trying to round that. I'll round that in there a little bit. See, I'll round that in there a little bit, and I'll flush these up right here. They're not going to be flat; they'll be rigid, but that just adds to the character of the project. So I'll keep on going, and I won't bore you with a whole lot of video on that. I'll come back in a few minutes. Be prepared sanding is a very messy evolution. But if you've never used one of those flapper discs to sand down a project to create kind of an antique kind of look or something, or old, whatever, you gotta give it a shot, man. It is really a nice technique, and you know, just jump in there with the 80 grit, handle your grinder, you know, just really softly, real delicately while you're sitting there and you're polishing your wood. And yeah, I think that if you haven't done it, you'll be super impressed. Okay, so I'm not gonna do any like fine sanding on this or anything. I'm just gonna go ahead, and I think my wife wanted this to be dark, so I'm gonna go with this dark walnut, and we'll see how this looks, okay? Okay, well, let me get these stained, and I'll check back with you shortly. All right, so what do you think of your planter boxes?
I absolutely love it, and that's exactly how I thought it would turn out. But it actually turned out better even.
Aw.
It's even better. And you know what?
Thank you.
In the middle we can put plastic, because I'm thinking through the cracks it's gonna leak water.
Yeah, there has to be plastic, and I'm gonna put something on the bottom. I don't quite know what.
But you know what? Plastic actually would work so well, because you even...
Cheers, baby.
Cheers,
Love
honey.
you.
Even you can put wood on the bottom, and then with plastic, it's not gonna rot because it's gonna protect it.
Yeah. This is Big Drop Brewing Company Galactic Extra Dark Non-Alcoholic Beer, and it tastes just like a malt. It is delicious.
It's so good. It tastes like it has coffee in it.
This is not an endorsement. I'm just saying it's really good stuff. All right, so here's the other one.
I love it so much.
First coat of stain on there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it actually turned out pretty good.
It looks amazing.
All right.
Good job.
I've decided I will put in the 2x4s on the bottom, and I'll drill a big hole in there, and then I'll go ahead and tack in some plastic on the inside here, so that my wife can go ahead and plant directly inside this planter box made out of pallet boards. Put down a piece of cardboard here. Should always try to hang on to a few pieces of cardboard. Very handy for crawling under the vehicle or putting down on a surface, and you don't want to mar up a product that you're trying to finish. So I'll go ahead and measure this here. I'm just going to do this the easy way and go the long way, and that's 20 inches, and that's just shy of 20 by about a 32nd of an inch. So I'll go ahead and I'll cut these just a hair under 20. So I'll do two 2x4s, a 2x4, and then I'll see if I have a piece that'll fit in the center. Okay, so got the saw set up. I got a few pieces of scrap wood set out here. I got my mess that I haven't cleaned up yet. Got myself a pencil, And I have this wood right here, these scraps that have the nails in them, and since I'm not going to be cutting any miter cuts or anything fancy or ripping this here, I'm going to just go ahead and use this wood. And what did we say, 20 inches? 20, just shy of 20. So I'll go ahead and mark this at 20. And I'll mark this one right here at 20. And then we'll come back over here to the saw and we will cut these down. 20 inches, I said. There's an action shot for you. All right, right under 20. Yeah, looks pretty good. Oh, we got a nail right there. So let's try not to hit it. All right. Let's see how we did. Oops. Yeah, looks like it'll work pretty good right there. That looks like it'll work pretty good right there. So we'll get these tapped in there and we'll measure the distance we need to fill in the rest. Okay. Ow. You okay? Yeah, she's okay. It's been through worse, I'm sure. All right. Nice. Oh, it popped up like that. Why would it do that? There we go. Okay, so check it out. I got, you ever see those boards that they use to supplement a pallet board to ship stuff on? This right here was attached to a couple of pallets that I brought in, and has a little groove right there. And if I cut this down, I can get my 2-inch piece of wood, and we'll be good to go. Let's do it. Measure out my 2-inch to rip. I'm gonna go slightly under. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on. There you go. Yeah. Feel the urgency. All right. Go ahead and take that in there. Bit right here. Just gonna center that a little bit. Okay, so you're all thinking, Brett, why bother putting that 1-inch hole right there when you have these great big gaps on the bottom that water's just gonna flow through? Well, I'm going to go ahead and put some plastic in there. I'll put a hole right here, and I'm going to try to direct the water to go out that hole. At least a little bit. So I got these plastic bags. Find the end. Open it up. Stick that in there like that. Look at that. That'll make a nice little waste paper basket too, wouldn't it? Something you can make for the significant other. All right. So I'm gonna go down below this lip right here because that's decorative. That's real nice. I'll probably try to go down a little bit like right there. So I'll go down that far, all the way around. Say I go down about 2 inches. That should be good. 2 inches. Make sure I leave myself enough slack right there so that when you put the soil in, it does not rip the bag. Good thing I measured that, huh? Okay. Oh. 2 inches. This is about, well, like everything, about 1,000,000 years old, so she's very temperamental. That's okay. Okay, remember this beautiful thing? Let's go ahead and cut this out here. Just right at the lip of the top piece. Mm-hmm. Woo! You know something? This just might turn out. Or maybe it won't. And that's okay. That is A-okay. Not everything turns out. I'll put a few more staples in. You know, maybe I'll just trim a couple of pieces of I got some hard plastic, and I could put those around the top here to hold this in place and kind of hold the edges. Let's see how that looks. You know all those tops that you have for the bins, your storage bins, those plastic bins, and those tops that you have for them, and the tops always end up like pushed to the side and you never use them? Or is that just me? It's probably just me. But anyhow, I have a ton of these. And as you can see, I cut them for different jobs around the house. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one up and make strips to hold the plastic in place. And then I can actually tack these in place a little bit better, hold the plastic in place, and I think it'll look a little better. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and use this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should give me a couple of longer edges, and then a couple of short ones. Ultimately, my goal is just to clean that up so that that doesn't fall away. So yeah, I'll go ahead and, you know something? All right, that looks terrible. I'm gonna cut some wood strips. Okay, this will look better. It may not last but you know, water just isn't gonna set on this forever. It's gonna dry. So having this up here will be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these strips in here. I'm cutting them with our 45-degree ends, and I'll set them in there like that. And that was just under 20. This is under 20. And then 2 side pieces, we'll do it about 9 3/8. 9 3/8. Let's get cutting. Okay, so just under 20. Cut the first side. Did I actually throw that over there? That's just insane. Oh, got a crack right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it back. Actually, I'll use this side. We'll come back to just under 20. All right. And then what did we say? 9 3/8. All right, I got the pieces cut. I've got our compressor plugged in so we can use Mr. Bradley. That looks pretty straight. Let's put in 4 brads for now. Here. 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters, about 3 centimeters. Does that look all right? Yeah, about 3 centimeters. Poke this down there a little bit. There we go. Hide it a little bit, you know. Don't want to air all your dirty laundry. Just the underwear. Haha, just kidding with you. All right, let's see here. Woo. I knew these would be tight, but that's just too tight. So we got our plastic lining in there. Get our soil in there. What do you think? Should I stain this right here? I probably should to preserve it. I'll go ahead and throw some stain on there. I may not go with the same color though. Decisions. Well, we'll see. I'll do the next box and I'll check in with you. Okay, so I'm trying something a little bit different this time. I'll go ahead and cut my plastic after I get all my bits and pieces in the proper spots. Okay. There always has to be at least one, right? There we go. Yeah. I will use a different color. Let's go with this gun stock. All right, gun stock. See if we can do this without making too big of a mess.
Looking good.
What's going on, son?
Nothing much.
So I put plastic inside these and a bottom on them, and I had to put in some trim to hide the edge of the plastic, and it added to the design pretty good, I think.
I know, it's sick.
Pick it up and tell me how you feel about the weight of these things.
Oh man, these are hefty.
Not bad?
What are these for?
Plants.
Oh,
You put soil in there.
that's awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, those are nice.
Thank you. I'll make you one.
I'll take it. I got nothing to do with it, but I'll take
All right.
it. Love you.
Love you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and give this thing a good shellacking and see if we can give her some further protection. I thought I had some more cans of the interior exterior that I could just brush on, but as usual I was wrong and I don't, so this will have to do. I think it'll look okay. Why not? Okay, and then the last thing that I will do after this dries is I am going to cut out a hole in the plastic over here and pull the plastic through and attach the plastic to the bottom so that the water drains out and the plastic won't bunch up there and allow the water to drain into the bottom of the pot itself. So that's it. Final results.